To begin, you will need the following parts from the box: the front and back housings, the mortise, the ASA strike with dust box, the cylinder, and the hardware bag, which contains the battery pack, battery cover and battery cover screw, the medallion and the medallion screw set, 4 mounting screws and the backplate screw, 2 square spindles and 2 spindle springs, the override tube, cylinder tailpiece, cylinder snap ring, the cylinder holding bar, and 2 screws for the holding bar. To complete the installation, you will require the following power tools: a mortising machine, a router and drill, and a vacuum. You will also need the following hand tools: a hammer, snap ring pliers, 2 pairs of regular pliers, a Phillips screwdriver, a wood chisel and corner chisel, 7/16 inch or 1/2 inch drill bits, a self-centering drill bit, the 5/64 inch and 1/8 inch Allen bit or key, a pencil, safety glasses, and the special gauge tool. The 710 jig and the faceplate jig are also required. Start by inserting the springs into the handle cavity of each of the housings, and then do the same with the spindle. Using the 5/64 Allen key, install the set screw at the bottom of the front housing, tightening just enough to hold it into place. Using 2 pairs of pliers, cut the cylinder tailpiece to the proper length according to the door thickness. Next, install the tailpiece on the back of the cylinder in the same direction as the keyway. Then, using the snap ring pliers, install the snap ring, squeezing both ends for a tight fit. Now you can install the assembled cylinder in the front housing and secure it with the holding bar and screws. In this scenario, we have a wooden door that is 1 3/4 inches thick with a standard cylindrical cutout and a metal frame that has been prepped for an ASA strike. Carefully inspect the door and door frame before making any cuts. Ensure that the procedures that follow will not cause any damage, and check that the clearance between the door and the door frame is 1/4 inch or less. Begin the door preparation by installing the strike in the frame. With the door closed, put the gauge tool on the top of the lip of the strike, and with a pencil, mark the top of the tool on the face of the door. Next, open the door and put the top of the tool to the mark on the face of the door, making sure that the shorter part of the tool sits on the edge of the door. Then mark it. Be sure to brace the door securely before making any cuts. With the proper height and depth setting on the mortising machine, place it on the mark on the edge of the door, secure the clamp, and mortise the pocket opening. Remove it once you are done. Now install the faceplate jig so that the top clamp will just hide the mark on the face of the door. Secure the clamp, and with a properly set router, make the faceplate opening. Remove the jig when completed. Using the tabs of the 710 jig, install it on the faceplate opening and secure it with a clamp. Check the lettering to make sure the jig is right side up before continuing. With a 1/2 inch drill bit, make the 4 mounting screw holes. When drilling the holes for the lock, drill to half the required depth from one side, then complete each hole from the opposite side of the door. This procedure prevents unsightly damage to either side of the door panel. Using a hole saw or router, make the function hole, again drilling from both sides of the door. Then remove the jig and clean the opening of all sawdust. Using the corner chisel, square off the corners of the faceplate opening, and using the wood chisel, make a notch for the mortise spring latch to travel freely. Remove the faceplate of the mortise, then slide the mortise into the opening, making sure the wire of the mortise goes through the inside top hole. Then, with the self-centering drill bit, drill the pilot hole for the mortise screw and secure with the provided screws and replace the faceplate. Please note that if you are using a power drill, make sure it has a clutch mechanism to prevent damage. Next, insert the override tube into the bottom hole. Note that the installation of the front housing sometimes goes better when you have the spindle inserted into the mortise. Hold the back housing and connect the wires, making sure they fit snugly into the hole without being crimped or pinched. Then secure the back housing with the mounting screws. Install the back plate screw. Snap in the battery pack. You should hear the motor turn. Then properly place the battery pack in the battery cover, making sure that the wire is under the battery as shown. Align the battery cover hole at the bottom with the pin on the top of the back housing. Clip it and secure it with the battery cover screw. Before programming, test the electronics of the lock and the fit of the mortise with the strike. Keep the door open unless otherwise indicated. First, turn the outside handle. The latch bolt should not retract. Next, make sure the deadbolt is retracted and insert the test keycard into the reader. The red and green LED each flash once, then the green flashes for 4 seconds. Insert the test keycard again. Wait for the green LED to flash, then turn the outside lever again. The latch retracts fully. Release the handle and turn it again after the green LED stops flashing. The latch must not retract again without first inserting the test keycard. To test the privacy switch, start by turning the thumb turn to the horizontal position. With the thumb turn in the horizontal position, insert the test keycard. Instead of the normal sequence of lights, you should see the red and green LEDs flash together once, followed by a single green flash, and then the red LED flashing for 4 seconds. If you see the normal sequence that ends with the flashing green light, there is a problem with the privacy switch. Insert the test keycard again with the deadbolt extended. Turning the outside handle should not retract the latch or the deadbolt. To test the fit of the strike, enter the room and close the door. The latch bolt should engage the strike smoothly. Turn the thumb turn to extend the deadbolt. The deadbolt should engage the strike without excess friction. Next, test the mechanical override key. On a left-handed lock, Turn the key clockwise and the latch and deadbolt should both retract. For a right-handed lock, turn counterclockwise. Please note that this override key test applies only to the 710-2 and 740 models. Finally, secure the medallion in place with the set screw using a 5/64 Allen key.